لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك. محمد نبينا بنور هدينا محمد نبينا بنور هدينا.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria NAHCON has commended the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA for its breakthrough in busting the syndicate at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, that specializes in planting hard drugs in the luggage of unsuspecting travelers, particularly those performing the Hajj or Umrah.
In fact, not even the hard drug, like I said.
Head of Inspectorate and Compliance Division at NAHCON, Dr. Aliyu Tanko, made the commendation in an interview, saying that the Commission is mounting massive awareness campaign to make pilgrims more vigilant when traveling. He said the Commission is also partnering other relevant agencies to contain the menace.
Recently, they have exhibited, their professionalism in tracing and tracking some of these people going out with some of the prohibited drugs. Even when we had it, it becomes a relief, really, to us. That is why the Hajj Commission made it very clear to all the states and other stakeholders that the issue of drugs must be taken seriously. And for all this while, you find that every opportunity of pilgrims' education, the issue of drugs will be there.
Recently, a lady, Zainab Aliyu, traveling to Saudi Arabia for the Lesser Hajj in the company of her parents, became a victim of the drug cartel operating at the Aminu Kano International Airport. They allegedly planted drugs in the luggage of Zainab, leading to her arrest by the Saudi authorities. With the arrest of members of the cartel, her parents and other Nigerians are calling on the Nigerian government to intervene.
Seriously, I feel to the government to make quick intervention to save the life of my daughter.
The Commission with the Consulate General in Jeddah are doing a lot to really rescue, especially those that are believed to be innocent.
Similarly, the area commander of NDLEA at the airport, Ambrose Umuru, said investigation is ongoing to ascertain the involvement of some airport workers.
The father of Zainab was alerted about it, and she came to the airport and made a complaint to us, and immediately we commenced the investigation. And in the process of the investigation, we now found out that some of these airline officials were the ones that, perpetrated the act.
Dr. Tanko called on pilgrims and other travelers to be vigilant about their luggage and avoid collecting anything from anybody in the name of rendering assistance. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria NAHCON has called on journalists covering Hajj activities to be more professional in the discharge of their duties
during the Hajj operations.
NAHCON Chairman Barrister Abdullah Mukhtar Muhammad, represented by the Commission's Director of Procurement, Sule Ningi, gave the advice on the occasion of annual award ceremony organized by the Independent Hajj Reporters. The event took place in Abuja.
What you intend doing about the fake news curtailment will go a long way in helping news dissemination and, of course, the image of Nigeria at large.
In their separate remarks, Chairman Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs Senator Monsurat Sumonu and her counterpart in the House of Representatives, Honorable Nnenna Elundu Ukeji, commended the independent Hajj reporters for publicizing Hajj activities and gave the assurance that National Assembly will continue to support them, and then called on Nigerians to conduct themselves properly during the Hajj.
Negative reports, you see, that can somersault so many things in the country. If our reporters are giving negative report of incidences, then that can create fears to people and even to Nigerians and even to relatives of people that have gone to Hajj to perform their rites. So I appreciate you all, and we hope that this will continue, and I can assure you that the National Assembly will always give support where necessary and when required.
I want to state that as we carry on with the Hajj operations, it is our desire from the legislative end that Hajj operations are more seamless, that they treat us with the respect that Nigeria and Nigerians as a people desire and will ask for from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That we go there and realize that even as we go to Hajj, not only is it a spiritual exercise, but all of us, one and all, are all ambassadors of this great country.
Earlier in his address, the National Coordinator of Independent Hajj Reporters, Ibrahim Mohammed, spoke on the importance of the awards.
Our decision to introduce yearly Hajj Excellence Award was meant to create a spirit of competitiveness in Hajj service delivery by Hajj service provider and Hajj administrators for the benefit of our dear pilgrims. Those who emerge winners today were selected via a multitude of criteria collected from Hajj regulators and volunteers.
The recipients of the awards include Senator Monsurat Sumonu as Hajj Senator of the Year, Honorable Nnenna as Hajj Legislator of the Year, and Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello for Hajj Governor of the Year.
Our takbir once again, please.
Ahead of the 2019 Hajj exercise, Oyo State Muslim Pilgrims Board has commenced vaccination and orientation for intending pilgrims from the state. The chairman of the state board, Alhaji Taufik Akewoga Gold, stated this in Ibadan, saying that the programs are designed to educate and prepare intending pilgrims on how to observe Hajj rites. The chairman advised pilgrims not to carry any contraband while going to Saudi Arabia, reminding them that anyone caught will not be spared.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, advises those traveling for the Umrah or Lesser Hajj not to carry any prohibited items in their luggage. Such items include drugs, kola nuts, gaseous or explosive materials, knife or sharp objects, cash above the limit allowed. Any luggage containing these prohibited items might put the pilgrims in trouble. NAHCON also warns Umrah pilgrims not to allow anybody to carry or check in luggage on their behalf at airports, either in Nigeria or Saudi Arabia. Doing so is dangerous, as these prohibited items could be put in your luggage, thereby implicating you. Remember, all luggage are subjected to customs check at airports. Wishing you a successful Umrah.
As part of preparations for the 2019 Hajj, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, organized a one-day national training workshop for Hajj stakeholders. This was on Wednesday, the 24th of April, 2019. The workshop took place in Kano with the theme Towards Achieving Acceptable Hajj. The topic was deliberately chosen to sensitize participants on what intending pilgrims need to know about Hajj. Participants at the event were NAHCON zonal coordinators, chief executives of state pilgrims welfare boards, and representatives of tour operators, among others.
To wherever we can get source of good knowledge,
NAHCON chairman,
and at the same time,
Abdullahi Mukhtar Muhammad, was represented by the Commission's Commissioner of Operations, Abdullahi Modibo Saleh,
Mr. Chairman, we
said
certainly
the
want
workshop is in line with NAHCON's policy thrust of serving Nigerian pilgrims effectively.
It's very important and is a continuous exercise of the Commission. But actually, it is supposed to be an exercise of a participative nature. The Commission has set objectives and goals, and it is hoped that our own collective responsibility, our own collective participation will help us to move from where we are to where we want to arrive.
Barrister Mukhtar urged participants to ensure that the knowledge gained are passed down to pilgrims.
Whatever we learn here will not be only useful to ourselves here, but will also be useful and not only for the pilgrims of 2019 Hajj, but for the pilgrims of years to come, and not only in Nigeria, but to whoever happens to have one way or another to be associated with pilgrims and pilgrims of Nigeria.
To also enlighten the pilgrims.
Ahmed Saad is the head of Pilgrims Education and Orientation Division at NAHCON. He said 90% of Nigerian pilgrims performing the Hajj are first-timers and therefore require education, training to function effectively while in the Holy Land.
We are confronted with about 90% of new pilgrims. So when you enlighten them this year, in the next year, you expect new ones again. And by this implication, the enlightenment programs should be consistent and sustainable. It is common knowledge that if the intending pilgrims are well enlightened, 80% of the Hajj operation problems are solved.
He stressed the need for Hajj managers to be more proactive in handling pilgrims' matters.
The things that invalidate the Hajj are
Resource
normally...
persons met presentations
Muslims,
on the following
to all
topics.
of us.
Pilgrims' civic responsibilities in Hajj, step-by-step of Hajj performance, what factors invalidate Hajj rights, and the peculiar needs of women.
The Prophet ﷺ categorically said that it is not allowed, it is not permissible for a Muslim woman, a believing woman, to travel without a mahram. And who is that mahram? Her husband, her own son, the son, so it could be somebody related to her by blood. The father, her own son, her own brother by consanguinity, and from the same father or from the same mother. Then also from rada'ah, meaning they must have been breastfed together. Or thirdly, that she married into that family, meaning you can travel with the son of your husband. You can travel with the father of your husband. But again, some from among the jurists of Islam are of the opinion that it is allowed for her to travel where there's a rifqa ma'mun, where there's a company of people who are trusted. And so, let's say in Nigeria, we regard National Hajj Commission as what? As one of those we trust and that one can entrust his wife into. Men, please don't jump into conclusion and say she's not going.
Al-Hajj Arafah. That is, the Hajj right, all of it is Arafah. So long as somebody was able to stay in the plains of Arafah in any hour of the day or of the night. Well, of the day it has to be after the zawal, that is the later part of the day, not the morning hours. So long as you stayed in Arafah during the afternoon hours or in the night, then your Hajj is acceptable and there is nothing that will invalidate it. But if you are not able to meet that portion of time, that part of time of staying in Arafah for those 18 hours, around 18 hours, then that invalidates the Hajj.
The pilgrim should have a full medical checkup before embarking in pilgrimage activities. This is very, very important. Even if you know or you feel that you are healthy, go and have medical checkup.
Jamrat, the tradition in the past used to be from Muzdalifah, most people go for Jamrat. Recently, it is insisted that no pilgrims should go to Jamrat direct from Muzdalifah, except if it is after 12 up to 3 a.m. From the time pilgrims up to 3 a.m. pilgrims can go to Jamra direct from Muzdalifah. But anything after 3 o'clock is a violation.
The presentations generated comments and questions, and answers were provided.
How can intention invalidate Hajj? I thought that is when you take intention, you commit something, it invalidates Hajj.
The intention, Malam Bashir. The intention of Hajj is a specific type of intention. You have to mention it, even though mentioning it is not a condition of entering into the state of Ihram. Because if you have the intention in your mind that you are doing the Hajj, but you did not say labbaik Allahumma labbaik, and you did not speak it out, the intention is valid, but you will have to do a sacrifice for not voicing out the intention.
In their contributions, state officials and tour operators underscored the importance of the Pilgrims Enlightenment Program, Hajj management.
I therefore wish to thank the National Hajj Commission for its foresight in organizing this type of workshop in order to educate the functionaries involved in the 36 states of the country, including Abuja and armed forces. The effort is very much welcome and laudable accordingly.
Actually, pilgrims' enlightenment is of paramount importance in that Hajj being one of the pillars of Islam, one of the ibadat that people are carrying to their Lord, automatically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts only the ibadah that someone does, knowing the rules, the do's and don'ts.
We take it to be as a serious priority, so as if every pilgrim will know the importance of Hajj and what is going to perform when he gets to Hajj. And also, we give them, most especially those who are from the rural areas, let them understand what ordinarily the elevator means.
Certificates of attendance were issued to participants of the event. Some participants spoke on the impact of the training program.
Every year, about 90% of pilgrims happen to be new. That means they're going for the first time. So that's the essence why we're even having the orientation. If there are those people who are used to it, you don't need to spend even much time telling them because they don't know what to do when they get there.
It teaches us everything we need to know about pre, during, and after Hajj. So this one will assist in no small measure.
If pilgrims refuse to go to attend these kinds of gathering, probably he will not perform Hajj as it is demanded by the Sharia, and at the same time he may fall victims of so many circumstances.
NAHCON is expected to organize more workshops on different aspects of Hajj operations before the commencement of the airlift of pilgrims to Saudi Arabia later this year.
الله ربنا هو الإله له من الأسماء ما اصطفاه الواحد الحي كذا المليك.
Welcome to the quiz segment. Our question last week was, name the miqat for pilgrims entering Mecca from Medina. The correct answer is Zulhulaifa. The winner of last week's quiz is Abdulrazak Yahuza of number 3 Ungwarma Sukwani, Jere Kagarkuluku Government, Kaduna. He answered the question ahead of others. Abdulrazak Yahuza will be contacted on how NAHCON will get its prize across to him. For this week, the question is, mention 4 deeds not allowed while in Ihram. I repeat, mention 4 deeds not allowed while in Ihram. Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing.
الله ربنا هو الإله
شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
When pilgrims proceed on Hajj, they choose the type of Hajj to perform. What then are the types of Hajj available to pilgrims?
A pilgrim who chooses to perform Qiran.
On Hajj Talk tonight, Imam Tamim Yusuf answers these and other questions. He first explains the meaning of Hajj.
It is a journey to the Holy Land embarked upon by a specific person at a specific time and a specific place. So this means that it is not everyone that should perform Hajj, it is only a Muslim. It is not everywhere one can perform Hajj, it is only in Mecca. Even in Mecca, only specific places within the Kaaba for Tawaf and Sa'i, then outskirts of Mecca, Arafat, Mina, Muzdalifah, Dhul Hulayfa, these are the specific places where Hajj is performed within the month of Dhul Hijjah, that is the 12th month of the Islamic calendar.
How many types of Hajj are available for pilgrims?
Our scholars explain that there are three types of Hajj. And from these three types of Hajj, a pilgrim may decide to perform any of his choice or her choice. These are 1. Tamattu', 2. Qiran, 3. Ifrad.
What differentiates each from the other?
Tamattu is Hajj interrupted. Interrupted meaning you perform Umrah and then you take off Ihram garment, you are free, then you perform Hajj after performing your Umrah. So this is what Hajj and Umrah combined. This is what is known as what? Tamattu, but performed separately. Qiran is Hajj and Umrah performed simultaneously. They are not separated. Ifrad means performing Hajj alone, procedure of performing Hajj alone. So this is in brief, the meaning of each of the three.
Declaring intention and Hadaya are other areas in which the three types of Hajj are differentiated.
Unlike Ihram, unlike Qiran and Ifrad pilgrim, from the day an Ifrad pilgrim takes his intention, or a Qiran pilgrim takes his intention of performing Hajj, he is not going to take off his Ihram garment until the time he finishes his own Hajj. Number two difference is that a pilgrim who is a non-resident of Mecca who perform Tamattu is liable to offering Hadiyah. Hadiyah is a sacrificial animal that must be offered by a pilgrim who perform Hajj Tamattu who is a non-resident of Mecca. So also a pilgrim who perform Qiran also slaughter Hadiyah. But for Ifrad pilgrim, there is no slaughtering of what? Of a Hadiyah.
Which type of Hajj is more appropriate for Nigerian pilgrims?
Any of these three is suitable, is accepted, and is allowed to be performed by a pilgrim according to his or her choice. However, we normally encourage the pilgrims, especially in Nigeria during induction courses, that they should perform Hajj Tamattu. Why? Because it is much easier. It is much easier, and one gets opportunity of performing Hajj, performing Umrah and Hajj in one journey. What they call killing two birds with a stone. Yes. So, advisably, pilgrims from Nigeria should perform Hajj Tamattu.
Imam Tamim urges intending pilgrims to attend enlightenment classes to acquaint themselves with Hajj rites and other things they need to know in order to have a successful Hajj.
Hajj is not a matter that I have money, I have paid. Rather, you have to do the right thing at the right time. How can you do that? You can only do that when you are learned. So right from here in Nigeria, as an intending pilgrim, make sure you did not miss any of the induction course being organized by your state pilgrims board. It is very important because the real Hajj is being discussed there.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة